Hello students, I hope you have watched my previous video of straight line, that is straight line 1, and gained a lot. I'm back with few more useful shortcuts and tricks. And what is it in a straight line? And first shortcut is on area of parallelogram. That means if equation of sides of the parallelogram are given, then you can find its area using the following formula. Now, first of all, you can identify that if these are the sides, then these sides will form a parallelogram. How? Because slope of these two lines are same. As you know that slope is minus coefficient of x upon coefficient of y. That means minus a1 by b1 of this first line and minus a1 by b1 of this second line. They have same slope, only constant are different here. Therefore, this is one set of two parallel lines. And similarly, this is another set of two parallel lines with same slope, that is minus a2 by b2. Now, if four sides of a parallelogram are given, then area of parallelogram is C1 minus C2, that is the difference between the constants of two parallel lines, into D1 minus D2, that is the difference of constants of another two parallel lines, upon A1 B2 minus A2 B1 whole mod. So now let's apply in this question. Area of parallelogram formed by these four lines. One is y is equal to mx plus 1, another is y is equal to nx, third one is y is equal to mx, and the fourth one is y is equal to nx plus 1. And you can see that these two lines are parallel because they have same slope, that is m. And these two are another two parallel lines with same slope n. Now, just if you want to convert into standard form, that is ax plus by, so you can write this first line as mx minus y plus 1 equal to 0. This second line can be written as mx minus y is equal to 0. That is, these two lines are in standard form, that is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Similarly, you can write this as nx minus y equal to 0, and the fourth one as nx minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now just find out C1, C2, D1, D2, A1, A2, B1, B2. How? C1 is the constant of first line, so that is here 1, and C2 is the constant of second line, that is here 0. A1 is what the coefficient of x, that is m, and B1 is what coefficient of y, that is here minus 1. Similarly, from this, D1 is what the constant of this line, that is 0, and D2 is constant of the second line of the one set, another set, that is a 1, and the coefficient of x is here a2 n, and coefficient of y is here b2, that is minus 1. Now apply these values in this formula. Applying here. Now area of parallelogram is mod of C1 minus C2, that is 1 minus 0. D1 minus D2, that is 0 minus 1. And in denominator, A1 B2, A1 is M and B2 is minus 1, minus A2 B1, A2 is here N, and B2 is here again minus 1. So in numerator, what you get? Minus 1. 1 into minus 1 minus 1, and in denominator this is minus m and this is plus n, so this comes up to n minus m, and further this comes up to be 1 upon mod of m minus n. So my answer is fourth option. So applying this shortcut, you can find out the area of parallelogram from the equation of the sides of that parallelogram. Okay. This is what area of polygon, regular polygon, whose vertices are given to us. So from vertices, we can find out area of any parallelogram, hexagon, pentagon. How? You just write here half mod of this determinant x1, y1, x2, y2, then x2, y2, x3, y3, x3 y3, x4 y4, and so on. But at last step, what do? You put xn in first row and then x1 y1 in second row. Full model. That means if you have to find out area of hexagon, that means vertices are x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, x4 y4, x5 y5, and x6 y6. Now my area is half. What I do, x1 y1, x2 y2 plus x2 y2, x3 y3 plus 3 4, x3 y3, x4 y4, then x4 y4, x5 y5, then x5 y5, x6 y6, but at last order reversed. That means we are following order 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6, but at last what you have to do, x6 y6, x1 y1, and rest is what, cross multiplication, x1 into y2 minus x2 into y1 plus x2 y3 into x3 y2 plus x3 y4 minus x4 y3, and so on. So this is how you can find out area of any polygon. Now similarly, you can find out area of triangle. Use this formula, that is, we have three vertices x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, and what we do here, put half and then put mod, then x1 y1, x2 y2, x2 y2, x3 y3, but here x3 y3 and then x1 y1, and rest what you have to do, cross multiplication. But whenever you get one of the vertex of triangle as origin and these are two vertices, then simply just put half mod of x1 y2 minus x2 y1 square root. Directly you apply this formula, because if you are going to apply here, you conclude to this set. So directly apply, just learn this. If one of the vertices is at origin and two vertices are x1 y1 and x2 y2, then directly apply half x1 y2 minus x2 y1 square root will be the area of triangle whose vertices are x1 y1, x2 y2 and origin. Okay, now this is very important. What is orthocenter? First of all, you should know the definition, because this definition will help you to find the answer from the option. And ortho always stands for perpendicularity. Therefore, orthocenter is the point of intersection of altitudes. That is, diagram is this. This is one of the altitudes. This is another, and this one is what I do. This point is orthocenter. This is one of the altitudes. This is another, and this is the third one. Suppose this is D, this is E, and this is F. We have a formula, but we are not going to apply that formula because that is very lengthy process. So, but you should learn the formula, and that formula is, orthocenter is x1 tan A. You should know this, but we use a shortcut to find the orthocenter. x1 tan A, x2 tan B plus x3 tan C upon tan A plus tan B plus tan C is the x coordinate, and y coordinate is y1 tan A plus y2 tan B plus y3 tan C upon tan A plus tan B plus tan C. This is my y coordinate. And what will, when my triangle is right angle, then this is the right angle, and according to the definition, Orthocenter is the point of intersection of altitude. If two altitudes meet here, then third will come here, and this point comes out to be orthocenter. That means in right angle triangle, the point where triangle is right angle is the orthocenter. So for right angle triangle, the point where the triangle is right angle is the orthocenter. And suppose if you have vertices of triangle as 2, 3, 3, 2 and 2, 2. So try to plot these points on x-axis, y-axis, coordinate axis or argent plane, and directly by plotting these points you can find out the answer. And how? Suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So 2, 3 is somewhere here, 2 is here, and 3, comma 2. And when I join these points, so what I get, this turned out to be a right angle triangle. How? Because this point is here 2, 3. This point is here 2, 2. That means this point is on a line parallel to y-axis, same x coordinate, and this point is on a line parallel to x-axis because y coordinates are same. So when x-axis and y-axis make 90 degree with each other, then a line parallel to x-axis and parallel to y-axis will make 90 degree angle with each other. So therefore, my orthocenter comes out to be this. So one more shortcut. Instead of plotting this point on coordinate axis, if your vertices are of this form A, B, P, A, that is 2, 3, 3, 2, then orthocenter may be AA or maybe BB. You can check here. How? If one of the vertex be 2, 3 and another is 3, 2, and the third one is suppose comes out to be 3, 3, then again this is the right angle triangle, and my epicenter in this case comes out to be 3, 3. Okay, so instead of plotting, you can directly write AB, BA, then either option AA will be your answer or the option BB will be. One more application. The orthocenter of the triangle forms is very common question. The orthocenter of the triangle formed by x into y equals 0 and x plus y equal to 1. So you know that x into y is what the product of two lines is pair of lines. Pair of lines means two lines are multiplied with each other. One of the line is here x equal to 0 and another is y equal to 0. When I multiply this, then this comes up to be x into y is equal to 0, and you know that this is y axis, which is this. This is x axis, y equal to 0 is x axis, which is this. And you can draw this line by changing this line into intercept form, that is x upon a, y upon b equal to 1. This point is 1, 0, a 0, and this point is 0, 1. When I plot this point on x-axis, this point on y-axis, then my diagram is the triangle formed by these three lines is this. That means one is y-axis, here, this is x-axis, and the third line is this. Then this triangle OAB is a right angle triangle, and right angle at origin. Therefore, my orthocenter is origin. So my answer is here none of these. Okay, but what if you have to find the orthocenter of the triangle formed by the points 0, 0, 1, 2, and 3? Now this is my triangle, and I use definition and options to find the orthocenter of this triangle. And how? This point is 0, 0. This point comes out to be 1, 2, and this point is 2, comma 8. Whenever one of the vertex is origin, then take always that point A as 0, 0. That is, we use this point to check the slope. To put this point origin at this place and this two as B and C. And according to definition, I'm going to solve this question. Now we know that altitude, intersection of altitude is orthocenter. So what I do, this is one of the altitudes, I could also see this here. Third one is here. Let this be point B, this be B, and this be F, and let this point O. Now, how we find out the orthocenter of this triangle? You know that one of the option is our orthocenter. That may be first, maybe second, third, or fourth, any. So what we do, we take our first option and we keep that point here at the place O. That is 57 comma minus 19 is over O. And first of all, just find the slope of the side BC. Slope of BC is y2 minus y1, that is 8 minus 2, upon x2 minus x1, that is 3 minus 1. And this comes out to be 6 by 2, that is 3. So slope of BC is 3. And now what we know that O is on the line perpendicular to BC. O point is on AD or OA, and what is the property? That AD is perpendicular to BC. And as all of you know that when lines are perpendicular, then M1 into M2 is equal to minus 1, or in other words, you can say that M2 is equal to minus 1 by M1, that is negative reciprocal of the line BC. Slope of BC is 3, then the slope of AD should be negative inverse of 3, that is minus 1 by 3. And this O point is on the perpendicular line to BC. So what we do, we are checking our options, and I have just taken first option here, and that is 57 comma minus 19, and I am going to check slope of AD using O point and A point. And you know that slope is y2 minus y1 minus 19 minus 0 upon x2 minus x1, and that is minus 19 by 57, and this comes out to be minus 1 by 3, desired answer. Because if the slope of BC is 3, then slope of AD should be minus 1 by 3, and my answer comes out to minus 1. But we should not take the option, just we have to cross check it again, because there may be another option which will give me the answer minus 1 by 3, because there are infinitely many points on this line AD. So what we do, my answer may be first option. Either you check all the four options. One method is either check all the four options, that is take 0 0 this point, and this is 0 0, so this cannot be orthocenter. So then third option take here, this is 27 comma 28, and this is 0 0, and when you check this with 27 28, let this be my O, and A is 0 0, and now I'm checking the slope, that is 28 minus 0, 27 minus 0, this comes out to be 28 by 27. This is not the negative inverse of 3, so this is not my answer. That means third is not my answer. Now I'm checking fourth option, that is 3 2. I take this at the place O, and A is 0 0. If I'm checking, then y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus, this is again not my desired answer, because my answer should be negative inverse of 3. So only first option has given, but second method is to, again you can cross check this by, if you have checked first option and this is giving minus 1 by 3, then check this option with another side. That is, second method is you take the slope of side AC. Slope of AC is one point is 38, another point is 0 0, and slope is 8 minus 0 upon 3 minus 0, and that is 8 by 3. Now take first option as O, and now what you are going to check? You are going to check slope with B point, and B point is here 1 comma 2. Now slope is minus a by minus y2 y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, and this comes out to be minus 21 upon 56. 7 3 7 8. My answer is minus 3 by 8. This is my desired answer because slope of AC is 8 by 3 and this negative multiplicative inverse, that is reciprocal with opposite sign, is minus 3 by 8. Therefore, this is the point which is the orthocenter of this triangle. So this is how we find out orthocenter, by checking slope. And what is the relation here? M1 into M2 minus 1, because orthocenter is always on the perpendicular line to the side. So this is how we check orthocenter. Next is circumcenter. And according to definition, circumcenter is the point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors. Therefore, my diagram is this. That means this line should be perpendicular as well as this line should be perpendicular as well as side bisector divided into two equal halves. Next is this. And the third one, perpendicular bisector, is this. And this is divided into two equal halves. It will divide into two equal halves. Okay. Now there is a formula, and that formula is very lengthy. So we will not apply this formula, but you should know. Formula is x1 sine 2a plus x2 sine 2b x3 sine 2c upon sine 2a plus sine 2b plus sine 2c, and y coordinate is y1 sine 2a plus y2 sine 2b plus y3 sine 2c upon sine 2a, y coordinate is this, sine 2b plus sine 2c. But if your triangle is right angle, then in this case, orthocenter is the midpoint of hypotenuse when a triangle is right angle. Here in this diagram, just check, this GD is not an altitude. This is not coming from the vertex A. Only in case of equilateral or isosceles triangles come from. In that case, altitude is perpendicular bisector. But otherwise, in this case, this is only a perpendicular bisector, not an altitude. This is not dropped from the point A. Okay. Now one more diagram is drawn here. This is what a circle drawn by touching the vertices of the triangle, and if these are the vertices of the triangle, then center of this circle is known as circumcircle. This circle is known as circumcircle. Center of this circle is known as circumcenter. And radius of this circle is circumradius. Radius of this circle is known as circumradius. And circumradius is denoted by capital R, and that is ABC upon 4 delta, where ABC are the length of the sides of the triangle and delta is what the area of triangle. ABC are the length of the side of the triangle, where delta is what the area of the triangle. So in this diagram, this point is circumcenter, and distance of this circumcenter from the vertex of the triangle is circumradius, is denoted by capital R, and is equal to ABC upon 4. You can find out the circumradius of an equilateral triangle. How? Circumradius of an equilateral triangle is R is equal to, since this is an equilateral triangle, therefore A is equal to B is equal to C, that is B into A into A, 4. And delta, area of an equilateral triangle, is root 3 by 4 A. I'm taking the root 3 by 4 A here. So my answer comes out to be A by root 3. This is second various of an equilibrium triangle. But how we find the second? We use the same technique as we have done in octocenter. By checking the slope, we can find out the circumcenter of the triangle. And how? Now, these are your vertices: A 4, comma 1, B 3, comma 6, and C minus 2, comma 3. And according to definition, circumcenter is the point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors. So what we do here? Okay, so we are using the definition. This G point is circumcenter, and one of the option is G here. So what we do here, we just find the slope of side BC, and according to the formula of slope, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 is the slope, that is 3 by 5. And this G is on GD, and GD is perpendicular to BC. And according to property, slope of GD should be minus 5 by 3, that is negative reciprocal of the slope of BC. My GD should be, slope of GD should come out to be minus 1 by 3. Now let's check which option will give the desired answer. But one more thing, we cannot check slope of AG because this line is not coming from the opposite vertex. So what we have to do, we just find out D. And what is D? D is the midpoint of BC. So according to midpoint formula, the coordinates of D are x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2, that is 1 by 2, comma 9 by 2. So now I'm going to check slope. I have taken first option as G, and now I am checking slope with point D. So now this is my G, and D is here 1 by 2 comma 9 by 2. The slope of GD is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Since I take LCM, this is 14, and this comes out to be 43 minus 63. Again LCM 14, and this comes out to be, and this is minus 20 by 7, minus 20 by 12, and my answer comes out to be minus 5 by 3. This is the desired answer. But you have to recheck it. Either check all the rest of three options, or just cross check it with another side, that is with side BC. So now I'm taking it with another side. Slope of AC is y2 minus y1, 3 minus 1, and minus 2 minus 4. So this comes out to be 2 upon minus 6, that is minus 1 by 3. Now, when I take first option as D and check its slope with E, so first of all I have to find E, and that is midpoint of AC, x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2. So this comes out to be 2 by 2, 1 comma 2. So E is here 1. Now I am checking G with E. And what I require? I require my slope to come out to be negative reciprocal of minus 1 by 3, that is 3. So E is here 1, 2, and G, slope of GE is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is 43 minus 28 upon 14, 19 minus 14 upon 14. This is 15 upon 5, and my answer is 3. What I need it is reciprocal of minus 1 by 3, that is 2. If rho of TE comes out to be 3, so that means the first option is the correct option. Okay. I'm sure that these shortcuts and these shortcuts and tricks will be helpful to you. So please give this video a big thumbs up and share it. Make sure to subscribe the channel Mathadvice and please hit the bell icon. Thank you.